I'm R. Sucharita, Government Degree College, Khairatabad, Hyderabad, Department of English. So, hearty welcome to the students of BA, BSc, BCom, first year, second semester. So, today we are going to do soft skills, that is stress management. So, stress is the overwhelming feeling you get when you are under a lot of mental or emotional pressure. Sorry, because of work responsibilities, studies, financial worries, or any of life's other demands. Since stress affects your hormones and body chemistry, it can make you anxious, irritable, angry, depressed, low in self confidence, lethargic, or drained of energy, or sleepy. These are but a few symptoms it can trigger, and so learning to manage stress is a necessary element of our lives. Stress is the overwhelming feeling you get when you are under a lot of mental or emotional pressure. So when you feel stress, when do you get this stress, and when do you feel? Only when you are under a lot of mental or emotional pressure. So, when you are mentally and emotionally pressurized, so how you will be mentally or emotionally, how you will be pressured just because of your work responsibilities. When your work responsibilities, when you don't fulfill them before time or up to the mark, or if you have not completed your studies, and if there are backlogs or whatever it may be, and when your assignment, if you have not done your project, or the work, that day's work, if you haven't completed, then you will be pressurized, and you will be under a lot of mental or emotional pressure. So, since stress affects your hormones, so it affects your hormones in your body. There are hormones in your body. So, physically also you will be affected because of your mental stress. Your body chemistry will be changed. Your body chemistry will be affected. Your hormones will be affected. And it makes you anxious. You feel irritable. You feel anger. And you feel very excited, irritable, angry. And at the same time, you also feel very depressed. So you sometimes you may undergo this depression, and there will be a low. You will become very low in thinking. That is low in self confidence. Your self confidence also gradually decreases, and you feel lethargic. That means you feel very lazy, or you will you will feel drained of energy, as though your energy is drained, and you feel very weak, and you feel always to sleep and sleep and sleep the whole day and night. So that is the situation where you face. These are but a few symptoms it can trigger, and so learning to manage stress is a necessary element of our lives. So, your necessary, there are some necessary steps, and there are few symptoms how you can trigger, that is how you can activate yourself. and you have to learn how to manage stress. So, learning to manage stress is a necessary element of our lives. So, there is a predictable pattern to stress. For someone, giving a presentation to a group of co workers can be stressful, while for others, tight deadlines can be a source of tremendous worry. This is why it is important you try to recognize and avoid stress triggers. If you are not sure what causes your stress, perhaps the best way to identify the trigger would be through mindfulness and a journal, writing down information about stressful events to work out what triggered your stress. You can use that information to develop a better coping mechanism. Things you might want to write down in your journal could include the following. So, there is a predictable pattern, the pattern which can be predicted in order to be relieved uh, to stress. So, for some, giving presentation in a group or giving a presentation in a classroom or among the co-workers, they feel nervous and they feel stressful, while for others, tight deadlines. So, a deadline will be given, and suppose it is 15th of June, you have to finish your project. That is your deadline. And the last day comes, that is 14th, and still you haven't completed. So, how will your mental and emotional state be? You feel very stressed. So that is why there is a very common saying, "Aaj ka काम अब करो, कल का काम आज करो." Okay, then you don't feel stressed. So tomorrow's work you have to do today, and today's work you have to do just now. So this is a very common saying. While for others, tight deadlines can be a source of tremendous worry. So, when you don't meet the set target or the goal, that is before the deadline, you will be feeling worry, and that worry, it is not a normal worry, but it is a tremendous worry. So, this is why it is important you try to recognize and avoid your stress. So, that is why what you should do, you have to recognize and you have to trigger yourself, and you have to do it before time, so that you can avoid this stress, avoid your stress triggers. Okay, so trigger is nothing but to activate yourself. So you should be very eager to know all these things. So if you are not sure what causes your stress, why you are feeling stress, if you don't know the cause of stress, then what is the use? Perhaps the best way to identify a trigger would be through mindfulness and a journal. So you should be able to identify where you're getting yourself stressed. You have to identify, recognize, and then try to solve it. So you should be mindful. And a journal, writing down information about stressful events to work out what triggered your stress. So you have to write down the information of what are the stressful events, number 1, 2, 3, all these, and then you have to work out what triggered your stress. That means how it activated your stress. So you can use that information to develop a better coping mechanism. So, this information will be very helpful to you to develop a better coping mechanism. Things you might want to write down in your journal could include the following. So, the first one is what you were doing at the time of the stressful event. So, the first point is at the stressful event, what were you doing? How you felt mentally and physically when you are undergoing stress? What you were thinking when you were stressful? What was going on around you when you were stressful? So, actually, I don't remember anything, and I don't observe the people who are around me when I am in stress. So, that is my state. And my mind becomes blank. I can't even think when I am in stress. So, where it took place, a stress rating from 0 to 10 to determine how stressed you felt. So, this stress rating is you have to count from 0 to 10. So, sadly, there is no quick fix for stress, nor does one single method work for everyone again. You will have to determine what helps you manage your stress best. Listed below are common practices that can potentially elevate tension. So, sadly, there is a there is a quick fix for stress. So, one single method does not work for everyone. You will have to determine what helps you manage your stress. How can you manage stress? So, listed below are common practices that can potentially elevate tension. So, what elevates your tension? Elevate means what decreases or what reduces your tension. That is only called as elevate. To lessen, LESSEN, lessen. So, the first thing is exercising. It can be easy to worry endlessly about a problem. Sometimes going for a run or playing a sport with your friends clears your mind and helps relieve stress. Any kind of manageable physical activity will help you relax. So, the first thing is you can reduce or you can elevate this stress by doing exercising. So, it can be easy to worry endlessly about a problem because your mind is engaged with exercising. Sometimes going on for running or playing sports with your friends, all these are the things or activities that you do which clears your mind and helps relieve stress. You will be relieved when you meet your close friends and or your best friends and talk to them. It clears your mind. Or when you play sports or when you are engaged in an activity like running or exercising, etc., any kind of manageable physical activity will help you relax. So, when you are undergoing stress, if you just relax like that and sit and nicely enjoy and then sleep, that will add more problem to your stress. So, that is why you should be engaged in physical activity when you are under stress. Then the second one is connecting with loved ones. Sharing how you feel with your friends and family can relieve you of some of the burden of anxiety. Additionally, talking to others might lead to brainstorming and solutions to your problem. So, sharing how you feel, how are you feeling? You have to share. You have to share with your friends. That is only called as connecting with loved ones. Whom do you love? Whom do you like? Or to whom you are very close? With your friends, or with your family, or with your mother, or with your parents, or with your siblings, whomever it may be. So you have to share. You have to share your feelings or worries so that you will be relieved. Some of the burden of anxiety you will be relieved. Additionally, talking to others might lead to brainstorming. So sometimes talking to others, it may lead to brainstorming and solutions to your problem. So you will find solutions to your problem because you are giving place for brainstorming. That is the second point. And the third one is relaxing. Taking time off from work to socialize or indulge in a hobby can make a huge difference in your mental well being. Getting a solid 8 hours of sleep will recharge the body and the mind. So, relaxing is what? Taking time off from work. It is not always working and working and working. All work and no play makes Jack dull, a dull person. Okay, so it is not good that you always be involved in working. Sometimes you have to relax. You have to relax yourself to socialize, or you have to indulge in a hobby. Sometimes you have so many God gifted talents. Okay, so it may be gardening, or it may be painting, or it may be cooking, or it may be playing a guitar, or playing a casio, or whatever, whichever musical instrument it is. So you have to indulge yourself in a hobby, which makes a huge difference. So especially music will relieve you a lot. Okay, so when you listen to the music, or when you indulge yourself playing musical instruments, a lot of mental relief is given to your mind, and you will be a very good mental well-being person. Okay, so who is fit? He should be socially, mentally, and physically fit. He should be socially, physically, and mental well being. So, getting a solid 8 hours of sleep. My son, he'll be nicely taking his mobile, and he will be, yes, be engaged in the mobile for so many hours in the night. So, what happens? There is no sleep. Even I am getting stressed because of this fellow. So that is why in order to have 8 hours of sleep, in order to have 8 hours of sleep, you have to manage time, and you have to sleep. You have to go to bed early and rise up early, which makes you fit. Your fit, that is mentally and physically. Okay, so getting solid 8 hours of sleep will recharge the body and the mind. Your body, especially, and your mind will also be recharged when you have complete 8 hours of sleep. So that is called as relaxing. And the fourth point is meditation. Breathing exercises like pranayama or meditation have been known to help. So, meditation, you can do pranayama, or you can include yourself with your holy books like the Bible or the Quran, or Adi Granth, or whatever holy books, Bhagavad Gita, or Ramayana, Mahabharata, whatever it is, although you should be you should be engaged, you have to read, and you have to pray to God. Okay, so this meditation will help you a lot more than all other points. Meditation is very, very important in our life. And then avoid unhealthy habits. Many people use alcohol or smoking to cope, but in the long run, these habits will only hurt you, as they will not make your problems disappear and will further deteriorate your health. So, you have to avoid unhealthy habits. What are those unhealthy habits? That is using alcohol or smoking in order to cope up stress. Some people, they will be getting used to alcohols. So whenever they feel stressed, they'll be going to those alcohol shops, and they will be unnecessarily, they'll be hurting themselves. Their health will be, their health becomes very bad, and really it will lead to disasters, dangers in their life. But in the long run, these habits will only hurt you, as they will not make your problems disappear. So, consuming alcohol or smoking or drugs or whatever it is, with this, your problem, that is stress problem, will never disappear. That you have to remember, and will further deteriorate your health. Deteriorate means your health will be diminished. Okay, so arogyame mahabhagyam. Okay, health is wealth. So if you don't have health, and whatever you have in life, what is the use? So that is why these unhealthy habits, you should not touch them. Neither smoking, nor taking alcohol, or taking drugs, etc., etc. And then the last one is find help. Talking about your problems is considered to be a key way to tackling stress. Talk to your general physician if you fear that stress is overwhelming your life, as they will be able to put you in touch with experts who are familiar with stress and capable of elevating your tension. And the last point is find help. So, when you feel stressful, you have to knock the door of helping. Okay, so you have to find help. How can you find help? You have to talk about your problems to whomever you are close. Is considered to be a key way. There is the key in order to tackle stress. Talk to your general physician, that is your doctor, when you feel stress. If you fear that stress is overwhelming your life, as they will be able to put you in touch. So when the stress is overwhelming your life and it is disturbing your life, then you should be in touch with the experts, like the good physicians who are familiar with stress and are capable of elevating, that is lessening your tension or reducing or decreasing your tension. So these are the main important steps or points in order to elevate your stress. Okay, so the first one is exercising, the second one is connecting with loved ones, and the third one is relaxing, and the fourth one is meditation, and the fifth one is avoid unhealthy habits, and the last one is find help. Hope you have understood the soft skills, that is stress management. Okay, now we are going to switch on to the next topic, that is value orientation. So value orientation is practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So, practice makes perfect is a popular expression that emphasizes the importance of doing something again and again until you are capable of completing the task in the best manner possible. If you learn from your mistakes, you will steadily improve. So, practice makes perfect. So, what are you practicing? So, God gave you so many talents, so many gifts. Some are very good in communication skills, and some are very good in writing a short paragraph, or a story, or a summary, or articles, or books, short stories, poems, or whatever it is. So some have the gift of writing, some have the gift of communication, and some have the art of singing songs, and some have the art of playing musical instruments, and some have painting art, and some have that is architecture, and there are so many. As the sun has so many rays, like that, so many gifts human beings will be possessing. Some cook very well, they cook so tasty, so delicious dishes they prepare, and some fashion designing, and some in weaving, or well, like that. There are so many number of. Some are very good in doing mathematics, and some have scientific brains, some are scientists. So like that, whatever you have to recognize your skills. What did God give you? What is the gift that God gave you? So nobody will read your mind except God. So that is why you have to recognize your own skills, and every day you have to hone them. Hone means what? You have to sharpen. You have to sharpen those skills. So if you are a singer, every day at least one song you have to sing. So like that, every day if you practice, what happens? Practice will make you perfect. Okay. So like that, practice makes perfect. So if you don't practice it, then what happens? You cannot do it. You have a talent, you have to use it. If you don't use it, you are going to lose it. So this is a popular saying. So that is why you have to remember that practice makes perfect. So teaching, I should do teaching every day. So if I don't do, then what happens? My skill will be reduced. So, is a popular expression that emphasizes the importance of doing something. Emphasizing means putting pressure on that, the importance of doing something again and again. So, it is not cooking one day or for just for one time. Every day you have to cook in order to become a very good chef. Okay, so like that, something again and again, weaving or stitching, or whatever it is, again and again you have to practice until you are capable of completing the task. So task is nothing but it is the work or the job which is appointed or assigned to you. What you have to do? You have to do it, and you have to complete that task in the best manner possible. So whichever job is assigned to you have to do that job in a best possible manner. You have to gain mastery on that. So if you learn from your mistakes, you will steadily improve. So there are 99% of the people who will be covering their mistakes. They will hide their mistakes. Okay, and they do not confess their mistakes. Yes, I'm sorry, and next time I will not repeat. So especially this generation, they are not like that. They try to defend themselves. So it should not be like that. Always you have to openly, you have to confess your mistakes, and so that you will be learning from your mistakes. So you have to do mistakes so that you learn from your mistakes. So where you have gone wrong, you have to set yourself right, so that steadily you can improve. And then a violinist does not learn to play the instrument after one lesson, but keeps as it working hard and practicing daily until they master the art. Even then, in order to maintain their fluency, they must practice. The same holds true for sports people as well. Tendulkar became the little master only through perseverance, practicing in the nets day in and day out for many years. A violinist, so one who plays this musical instrument, violin, so does not learn to play the instrument after one lesson. Just if one lesson is over, he cannot. He is not given the title as a violinist, but keeps at it working hard. So Rome was not built just in one day. Okay, it took so many number of years in order to build that beautiful Rome. So like that, every day a violinist, he has to work hard, he has to practice daily, not just one day or 2 days, 3 days, but every day he has to play that musical instrument. And practicing daily, if he does, then he will be mastering the art of playing the violin. So even then, in order to maintain their fluency, they must practice. So, in whichever field you want to be fluent, so what you have to do, you have to you have to practice. You have to practice. So once you practice in your area, whether it is communication skills, or whether it is practicing mathematics, or whether it is writing, or singing, or dancing, or whatever it is. So, in order to be fluent in that particular area, one should practice. So, the same holds true for sports people as well. So, sports people, so especially in India, cricket is a very crazy game. So, in each and every what do we say, street, we see so many students playing cricket. So, like that, Sachin Tendulkar, he did not become the little master just in one day. So, only through perseverance. So, perseverance means it is patience. A lot of patience is needed in order to be, in order to get the title of master. So, Sachin Tendulkar, he was given the title as Little Master. So, how did he achieve that great title as Little Master? Only through perseverance, only through patience. That is, in the hot sun or in the rain or whatever it is, every day they will be practicing. They'll be taking their bats, and in the fields they will be practicing bowling or batting or whatever it is. So, and they will be falling down and they'll be wounded. Okay, and sometimes they will be defeated in their games. So all these, so many challenges, and so many what to say, so many challenges, so many hardships they have to face, practicing in the nets day in and day out. Okay, and badminton, Steffi Graf, or we have seen so many people, the great people who will be practicing in the nets. They will be practicing day in and day out for many years. They will be practicing. Okay, so only through a lot of perseverance, that is patience and practice, they will be achieving great heights. So, practice makes perfect is applicable in the world of academics as well. Merit holders in board examinations achieve such high marks by studying and revising every day so that they have a thorough understanding of the subject. Only through regular practice can you become perfect or proficient in something. So this is a very great, what to say, a saying, that is, practice makes perfect. So without practice or without hard work in your life, you cannot achieve anything. Nothing you will be achieving in your life. So this is applicable in the world of academics too. So academics means it is your studies. So, not just before the examination, you take out your book and make slips, small slips of what is that? Micro typing or what they'll be making, and they'll be keeping in the booklets and they'll be writing. They'll be cheating the invigilators. So, what is the use? So, you will be caught by the squads and you will be debarred. So that is not the practice. So the practice is you have to practice well. You have to read every day. So you have to read and you have to practice. Practice your studies every day. So merit holders in board examinations achieve such high marks by studying. So the merit holders, how do they achieve the great high ranks? How do they achieve or high good marks or the highest rank in the board examinations? It is not one day's hard work. Okay, every day they do hard work. Every day they study and they practice. Every day they practice. So that is why they have those highest achievements, and they stand in the first place, and they will be receiving gold and silver medals and so many mementos in their life, and revising every day so that they have a thorough understanding. So they revise every day their books or their whatever studies they do. So by practicing, they will be having thorough understanding of the subject. So in the subject, whatever question you put, they will be ready to answer. So only through regular practice. So this should be not just one day or 2 days or just 1 month before the examination, but it should be a regular practice. That is from day one. Suppose if you are joining in the college on June 1st, from June 1st you have to do regular practice until your examinations, that is in March or April. Every day you have to practice, and that should become your fashion of studying. Can you become perfect or proficient in something? So once you practice, you become perfect. So once you become perfect or proficient in something, then you will be shining. You will be shining as a diamond in your life. Okay. Whoever asks anything about that particular subject in which you have studied, or in whichever area it may be playing cricket or singing or any art, painting, or whatever it is. So once you practice, that makes you perfect. So this is value orientation, which is practice makes perfect. I hope you have understood. Okay. So today we have done, that is, soft skills, stress management, and value orientation, that is, practice makes perfect. So this is from lesson number 7 and page number 139. You see soft skills and stress management, and on page number 140 and 41 you find value orientation. Hope you have understood both the topics. So thank you, and this is value orientation. Thank you, and we'll be meeting in the next video.